The playoff phase for the Trackmania Grand League's first official season is taking place today. One of the players that will be in action is the Slovakian player Tween from Pittsburgh Knights now. Tween, another big tournament, another new decade here in Trackmania. How are you feeling heading into the Trackmania Grand League?
I'm feeling kind of fresh, actually. It's like it's a new team, it's a new decade, it's new maps, like a brand new style, basically. So it feels refreshing, actually. So I'm not really sure like what to expect going into the tournament with so many things changing, but here we are.
I mean, people who remember back to 2018 in September there, you joined Team Zampi, heading into your first tournament there was Giant Cup, maybe one of the more dominant performances of that year. Will new team now mean a new title again?
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
I suppose as I said, it makes things fresh. So I think that's what made the success of Giant Cup, basically. And here I am having the same ingredient again, so let's try.
Can you tell people how much have you prepared for this compared to, let's say, Giant Cup then, or Trackmania World Championship where you played second?
The past 2 weeks have been pretty heavy on the practice, and I try to keep up with the other guys because I know that some of them are going to be faster, basically, and I try to make myself as fast and maybe try to be more consistent than them on the rounds. So that's my strategy, basically.
Your semi-final is, maybe people already call it the grand final, playing against Kappa, Carl Jr. and Papu. How do you see yourself among those players in the first semi-final?
I'll be honest, I know I'm probably the one that may be trailing behind, but the advantage is that it's the first match, and I think there is a lot of mental game that goes into it. Like sometimes you just start a tournament and you just can't quite get the hold of it, you know. And if I'm the the dark horse, then that plays into my advantage. Let's just say, and I'm feeling fresh right now, so I hope I'm not the one that gets the shortest straw, I guess.
You mentioned that this is a new decade, and also that new maps for you. This is the first time you play this Trackmania Grand League. Can you tell us how is it for you to play these new maps compared to the tech maps?
It's a lot different, especially in the way that you practice. You try to maybe make small parts in the editor and just grind them out. And there's also, it's hard to compare yourself to the other players, especially when you build the short versions of the track. You just don't know if maybe someone else has a better approach to something, and it goes very micro, actually. Like you just have to try out a lot of stuff compared to tech, where you basically just try to get into the flow and get that down. So it's changed a lot of things. So I hope it's going to at least work in my favor a little.
People might remember you as the runner-up 4 times at the World Championship. You have been placing second. Now it's a new decade. What would a victory here mean to you? It's going to be your biggest win. What would that eventually mean to you in your career?
Especially because it's season 1. It would mean a lot. And I know there was a beta season that Kappa already won, but I think maybe like season 1 compared to beta season, like simply in terms of like the name that it has, it sounds better, I'll be honest. So and compared to like ESWC wins, I think it's very comparable. Like I just feel like the game is continuing in the same scope, basically. So yeah.
That's the last question for me. Do you have any final prediction of who is eventually going to be the winner of the Trackmania Grand League?
The winner of the Trackmania Grand League. That's a difficult one. On paper, it's not going to be me. I know that. So let's try some. I'm gonna go with Papu.
Wow, that's we have it. Papu is going to be the winner of the Trackmania Grand League. You can already watch the first semi-final with Tween in action from 2 o'clock, and then the grand final is at 10:30. That's it. Bye bye.
Thanks.